Hello, this is Johnny Babette, 6661 John F.K. Page again. I come some of the bad decisions in my life. I think it was the other part of from the late 80s through the 90s, bad decisions. This one is going to be kind of like outing myself, but they were just bad decisions, and I should have never done. Uh, I was in a bad situation in the late 90s, late 80s, like 80, 89, 90, 91, in that neighborhood. Uh, there was this old man that was a security guard, and my mom was kind of interested in him, and the guy turned out to be gay. And he kept asking my mom kept asking, can you make a baby, put a baby in me so she can get on welfare, which is pretty fucked up. And I was in a house. I was living with my mom, living in my mom's house. It had no electricity in it, and it was getting ready to come up on winter time. I wished I would have never made this decision. I wished, like hell, hindsight, I wished I knew at 16 what I know now, and how to manage money and how to apply for work. I mean how to manipulate income to create a roof over my head. I would have took off to Los Angeles and tried to pursue my dream of being a rock star or getting into aviation, because the West Coast was the rock star aviation acting hub at that point. East Coast was kind of fucked up, ghetto. They're into that ghetto shit. I went over to this man's house. I was talking with him, and he invited me over to his house. The security guard guy. They watched the parking lot of a porn theater, and one thing led to another. We did a few things, and out of survival, which I shouldn't have done, asked him to marry me out of financial survival. To get away from the house, which I should have never done. I should have chose another route. So I ended up fucking married the piece of shit. And he was also a pastor too. I don't know how those two mixed, but anyway, lived together from to 2005 or something like that. I forgot when he died, but anyway, 05 in that neighborhood. 11. 11, 12, 13. It was around 11, 12. It was around 11. It was 2000. Not 11. It was 2000. God, I think about 13. No, not 13. God damn, get my fucking dates confused. It was about 2010. 2009, 2008. Between them dates, he died. Goddamn. I don't even have a fucking. It just shows you how fucked up he was. I forgot how, when he fucking died. But anyway, it was 2008 in that neighborhood. 8, 9, and 10, somewhere in that neighborhood. Worked at an employer for 11 years, Logic Hydraulic Controls down in Wilmington, North Carolina. We lived in Wilmington, North Carolina. Bad decision. And I did a few drag shows, you know, to raise money for AIDS, which, like I said, bad decisions, life decisions. Don't ever make them again. Wasted my life with that motherfucker. Name was Reverend James Beatty. I don't even know why they use the name Reverend for that motherfucker. His name was just James Beatty, but anyway. And I would always, and every time I got off work, I always saw my paycheck right over to him and put it in the bank. He'd always be there every damn Friday picking up my damn paycheck, which I should have never done. I was fucked up. That was codependency at its worst. Best and worst. Best of the worst, so to speak. And he started talking this real fucking strange shit toward the end there. I'm like, excuse me? He was always saying he did stuff when he was 5 years old, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta get the hell away from this motherfucker. And he fucking croaked. And I said, from this point on, it switched up to me taking him for every dime he had. I was okay, go ahead, get that, go ahead and sign me up for this house or this mobile home, and I'm gonna take it over, and you're not getting no more ass, and you're not getting nothing from me anymore. That's when it switched. I go, okay, you're just a roommate at this time. I shouldn't even been. I wished I would have never hung around the motherfucker. But the money was a little funny. I wished I could have got away from him at this point. I wished I just said, I should have just walked away from him and got my own place. But the money was talking, and I should have stuck with my morals and other shit. I'm like, should have never done that. And then when he croaked, got a little piece of shit funeral for him. No big deal. And we started a church in St. Martha's Church in Detroit, Michigan. This man was just, he started getting a little twisted toward the end, and I was like, oh. He left me his insurance policy, got the life insurance, it ran out. Just enough to fucking bury the fucking piece of shit. Left a little bit over to pay for shit. I was trying to pay off a van and a car, but my fucking job wasn't paying enough to help me pay for the car and the fucking van. I eventually paid off the car because it was lower, had a Cavalier, Chevy Cavalier, and I had a Chevy van. I wanted to keep both cars. But lo and behold, fucking life sometimes just doesn't go your way. Piece of shit finance country. Won't allow me to have shit that I want to have in life. But anyway, and the jobs that I want. But anyway, I eventually 2011 or 2001, I eventually got my GED. Graduated in 2001 or 2011. I think it was, yeah. Eventually got my GED. Around 2011, yeah. As far as I can remember. From Cape Fear Community College. No, I think it was 2000. 2001, yeah. It was around 2001, 2011 or something in that neighborhood. But anyway, you can see it in my profile on my Facebook when I graduated. Which is pretty fucked up. And the employer I worked for, Logic Hydraulic Controls, one of my boss's name was Tully, the other one was Richard McDonald, the other one was Cordell Letley. One of them kept calling me a pussy and other stuff, Tully. Said you're a pussy, and all that shit. I'm like, because I wouldn't fight at the time, you know, and all that stuff. But he was just one of them asshole bosses. He always like calling people pussies all the fucking time. Richard McDonald was one of those asshole bosses too. Keep moving, move. Don't stop moving until you get off from work. I'm like, God damn, fucking killing me. I ended up running 4 CNC machines by myself, which is pretty fucked up. You know, it's Wilmington, North Carolina for you. And like I said, bad decisions led me to almost to this point. Not quite this point, but and what else? Let me see what else I got some. Which like I said, I wish I would have knew at 16 what I know now, and how to finagle money, how to get a job, and do this and that. I would take off out to California, trying to pursue my dreams of being a rock star at that time. But I was just too fucked up in the head, and nobody really showed me how to do anything back when I was 16, as I was growing up. I mean, I really had a fucked up mother. I mean, she was not practically non-existent in my life. I practically had to raise myself, figure out shit until I got to a certain point of understanding. And I tried to surround myself with winners, but they kept on rejecting me, and I guess my stupidity and stuff got on their nerves too, and they didn't want me around, which is pretty fucked up too. You know, they could have tried to figure me out and say, "Oh, I see what's going on. He raised by a fucked up parent, so we have to readjust our way of thinking and show him, look, this is the way we do stuff, how you do stuff, that's how you make money." Showed me how to do that. I guess I was too stubborn and bullheaded. They should have sat me down and said, look, you're in a bad situation, get the fuck out of it. People should have sat me down at that age and said, look, this is the way things go, this way how you handle finances, and we're going to do this together, and we'll get you away from that situation. Which nobody did. And I didn't open up my mouth either. You know, so it was a two-way street. I should have open up my mouth about the situation. Other people saw the situation too. And other people was trying to tell me to leave that man because he was just using me. I was sort of like, I guess I was his retirement plan. You know, I was 18, I think he was like 65 or something in that neighborhood. '65 or something. I don't know what age he was. He was real old. He was an old fucking piece of shit. Gray hair and everything. I couldn't believe I knew him described. I'm going to leave it at that. A disgusting situation. I wish I would have stayed straight and stuck it out and pushed through living there without no heater, without no gas or electricity in the house, and figured it out instead of going through this route. Anyway, I'm here to this point, and now the 2000s were pretty fucked up. I'll give you a video blog about that too. So the 80s, I worked at, during the, not 80s, but 90s, I worked at production, drilling and tapping in Detroit, or Roseville, Michigan. Worked there. And worked at a few stupid temporary shits, trying to make my way through, and fucking old man taking my fucking paycheck and wouldn't let me live life. He bought new cars and stuff. I could drive them around, but I couldn't experience the freedom. Couldn't go anywhere on my own. He'd always tell me, "You come to the house, you stay at the house, you don't go out nowhere." I should have stood up for myself and left the situation. Other people were telling me to leave them, and I should have listened to them. But me being stubborn and bullheaded and insecure, stuck, thinking I was stuck in a situation, guess finally led me to this point. But well, not really to this point. Yeah, a little bit halfway to this point. Like I said, I'll explain the 2000s to you too. Those were not too pretty. But anyway, bad decisions. Don't make, like I said, people, no matter how big of a situation you're in, do not make a bad decision to lead you to more bad decisions. All right? Look at the situation, figure out a way to dig out of the hole yourself. Ask for people and trust them. You gotta learn how to trust some people. They have the right decisions, not the bad decisions like this guy was. I don't know what his decision, I don't know what the hell the problem was. I used to sign my paycheck over to him willingly. It was a fucked up situation, which I should have never done. Anyway, give you another video blog here soon, and yes, I lived the gay life, and now I'm straight. And I'll give you the situation to the 2000s of my life, and we'll take it from there, and then hopefully things will get better. From this point on, still got to get to the 2000s. Remember, have a good one.